What is a good sales per square foot in a retail store? Comparing yourself to other retail stores is really tricky because there's a lot of factors to look into, and by the end of this video, you're going to know a framework of how to figure out your own and how to use it to boost your sales. Is your square footage really good for your retail business? I'm going to cover that right now and help you not compare yourself to other people, and more importantly, what you can really look at to grow your business by knowing that number. How do you look at the data? What do you look at when you're looking at that? We're going to cover all of that right now. All right, so the first thing to think about is there are category differences to be looking at, right? So if you've got a furniture store, your average ticket is a lot more than somebody who's got a gift store. Or maybe the other point about that is that maybe your merchandise moves slower than somebody else's. And so the idea of how am I going to be able to build my store means, first off, stick within your category, but even then there's something else you might not be thinking about. What's that? How about if that building that they're in was bought by their mom or their dad 20 years ago? They're not paying interest on that. They don't have to service a note. Maybe you decided to go into business, so you took out a loan against your house or something, you've got to service your note. So your square foot has to end up understanding that it's in relation to what you're paying out as well, right? Because even if they have a high average turn, if they're paying a lot of money for debt, then don't compare yourself if you own the building, right? So that's another one we have to think about. Okay, and the other thing per square foot is think about your margin structure. If you're one who buys merchandise, and let's say it's, I don't know, $100, and you feel uncomfortable using a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $200, maybe you're putting at, I don't know, $170. Well, that's gonna move the merchandise quicker, yeah, so your sales per square foot might be pushed down, because what you're ending up doing is you're sacrificing margin for volume. And so sales per square foot, I want you to be thinking about is how much of margin am I doing to make the turn in a profitable way that I make more sales. So it's not just about your sales per square foot. You with me so far? All right, so the other thing you're wondering is, well, how do I figure out my sales per square foot? Well, that's really easy. Take your total sales for the year and divide it by your square feet. Now, if you've got a back room, I probably wouldn't include that because a back room isn't making me money, right? So the other thing I want you to be thinking about is how well is your crew actually selling? Because even if you know, oh, my average per square foot is $200. What's your crew doing? Is somebody walk in the door and they say, hi, can you help me? Yes, I'm looking for this widget. Oh, here's our widget, you got it. That's not going to grow sales. So even if you know what the number is, unless you're doing something with it, it just becomes an interest point. And let me speak to the new store owners out there that might be thinking, well, I need to figure this out for my business plan or somebody else. The only thing they care about is, have you thought about everything? So yeah, sales per square foot, this is what we think we're going to do with it. But then let's go back to the training. We're going to train our crew that we're going to add on to every sale. Our margins are going to be better than MSRP. We're going to have a tighter inventory turn, so what we get is going to be fresher and newer, and people are going to like it more. And in the end, your sales per square foot is just a productivity metric. It doesn't mean you're good or bad, but if you want to go a little crazier with it, right? So you could look at, well, how much does that part of my shelf actually contribute? So an end cap. Oh, well, I like to put cheaper things on that. Is that the best thing to put there? Because maybe what you're doing is you're ending up focusing on what's cheaper, but that might not be right for your crew. So if you really understand it, that this tool of what is a good square foot in retail sales, there's a lot to it. It's only one part of the data, and frankly, if you're only looking at that, it's kind of worthless, right? It's like anything. Oh, we hired a crew. Well, that's only one part of it. You got to train them, and you got to end up inspiring them and rewarding them so that they go, I love working here. You know, the good thing is, if you stay with me, now that we've already explained all these things about how to grow your sales, I've got a free gift for you, being brilliant on the basics, a 5-part email system of how I go through and train people that can really juice your sales and, more importantly, grow that average check. All right, so now I hope you understand how to increase your sales per square foot in a retail store, but you know, I've got other videos for you too. In fact, I'm gonna link one right now in the video so you can go there and go deeper. So click and join me there. If you don't see it on the screen, click on the link below.